Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor. Let's talk today about the journey of turning pain into purpose. And this is very top of mind for me right now as I'm transitioning into the next level. You may have noticed I've been a bit inconsistent lately with the videos, not just the posting schedule, but the location, the format, all of it is in transition. And there are many of you in this community, in our soul family, that are called to turn your pain into purpose. You know that you came here for a reason. And sometimes that can feel like a little niggle in the back of your mind. And sometimes it can feel like something screaming to you to make a change, do something better or different. And I didn't even mean to say better. So really look at what that word means to you. That when I was in the corporate world, feeling that urge, that yearning for something more, knowing that this is not what life was all about and that there was a greater calling on my life was something that I could not ignore. And for those of us who experienced complex trauma, a difficult childhood, an unhealthy relationship at any point in your life, they changed us. They changed our brain, they changed our body. And so much so that I went out and got a neuroscience and trauma degree just to understand it. Who you were designed to be may have been very different than who you became because of that experience, but it was all part of our path. And I will not go so far as to say that God desires us to suffer or causes our suffering or even allows our suffering. In fact, I have come to the understanding that we are not designed for suffering and we are not required to suffer. Although in our suffering, we are sharpened. We do become more of who we were made to be, or if we allow it, it can harden us and cause us to go in the opposite direction and become less of who we were made to be. But either way, it has a profound impact. And the beautiful gift of that experience and the suffering is that if we choose to turn our pain into purpose, it can become profoundly impactful and help. And I will be very careful in saying it could have been said previously that we help heal the world. But I have come to understand in my own journey of understanding my purpose and stepping into it that wanting to heal the world or save the world is a trauma response. There is so many different parts of us that have different desires. It can be difficult to understand which we want to listen to, which part we honor, which part is coming from a healthy place, and which part may be coming from a place of wounding that is causing us to feel the need to carry the burden of the weight of the healing of the world. And so while you may make a difference, you will make a difference one way or the other. You're always making a difference. If it is unconscious, we are contributing to more of the same, and that's no fault, blame, or shame. But when we become conscious and we choose consciously to turn our pain into purpose, we step into a more whole, healed state. We begin to thrive, and therefore the ripple effect, the 100th monkey effect comes into play. You make the world a better place simply because you are thriving. And so while, yes, you may help heal the world, it's not because you went out and took on the burden of having to heal a large collective of anyone or anything. Now, if you do choose the path of becoming a healer like I have, with a passion for neuroscience, trauma, spirituality, the nervous system, potential, and by default manifestation, you could call yourself a healer. But at the end of the day, I'm not healing anyone. I'm facilitating your healing, but I am not carrying the burden or weight of healing you or anyone else. And so that's an important distinction to recognize and to adopt and to choose that belief and that perspective as you step into your purpose. Turning your pain into purpose does not mean that you have to carry the weight of the world. In fact, it will be so heavy that it prevents you from doing so. Take a deep breath, because what this is all about, this whole journey, as we transition from the old world to the new world, we are also transitioning from a cognitive based way of being, a mind based way of thinking, allowing the mind to drive. We are moving into presence and being, recognizing that the body is the temple of the spirit and that the spirit of creator lives inside of you and speaks to you and even through you when you can get the mind out of the way. And so if you want to turn your pain into purpose, if you are on the journey of stepping into purpose, getting the mind out of the way is critically important. One, healing that painful existence that shaped you and offered you the gift that you now can give to others also requires presence in the body. Somatic healing has been the only thing that allowed me to step out of my trauma and into my purpose. And the body is a beautiful gift. Your best friend, the number one fan on planet Earth, the being, the conscious being that your body is the being who loves you the most next to your creator. Think of all of the times that it has stood by your side and tolerated crap, forgiven you, and tried to heal you over and over and over. Your body is wise. Your body is capable of so much more than we understand. It is the source of your frequency and your vibration, and it allows you to feel the felt sense of trauma and discern between divine guidance. It allows you to feel into the felt sense of alignment or misalignment. And so stepping into your highest expression, your highest timeline, the most prosperity that you have been gifted the desire for as your compass to lead you to it will all be facilitated through your frequency, vibration, and felt sense of alignment that you are only able to gauge through your body. And so I say all of that to clarify why we want to just take a breath. Take a moment and feel your body. Scan your body, head to toe, toe to head. And just notice the quality of the energy in your body. Maybe your feet are tingling, or you're feeling the breeze on your legs. Maybe there's a knot in your stomach, or your shirt is squeezing you. Maybe as you drive, you feel the bones and the muscles move. As you swallow and you breathe, you feel the air go down and through. Notice the shift in your body when you bring your awareness from your mind to the felt sensation available to you. Recognizing the body and those feedback systems of emotion and sensation are here to inform you that we so often demonize the body as making it possible for us to experience pain. And because of that, we suppress and repress, push away, deny. And in that state of being, we fracture. When our goal is healing and wholeness, but we have fractured or exiled a part of us, whether physical or emotional or psychological, we are incomplete. But as we bring back our awareness into our frame, we restore, embrace, and return back to wholeness, returning back to the potential for alignment. And there is no problem with stepping in and out of alignment. There is no problem with stepping in and out of fear, so long as we return to love, peace, joy, awe, gratitude. If you are in tree pose in yoga, you are never completely balanced. It's always a process of moving right and left, coming back to center over and over and over. This is also the dance of alignment, made possible through the felt sense in your body. When you feel like crap, that's feedback. We're off track. And finding that path to purpose is the process of coming back into alignment over and over and over. So we heal to remove that voice of trauma, to allow us to receive and discern the voice of the spirit that lives within, so that we can find alignment. There's a phrase that says that the path to destruction is wide and many will pursue it. But the path to connection, to source, to your creator, to heaven is narrow, and few will find it. And it's interesting how this has come to my awareness, that the dance that we do to find alignment, to find our purpose, to step into the beautiful path of prosperity that our creator has created for us. We're promised Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you, to give you a hope and a future, not to harm you. So to step into that purposeful path, the path where you are prospered, is the path of restoring relationship with all parts, with the body, the felt sense of guidance, finding alignment, and returning back to alignment over and over and over. And you'll notice in the beginning, our sway off and out of balance is more drastic, right? But over time, we wobble less and we become more and more steady. That as we are finding that narrow path, we are veering off the path less and less and less. As we come back into alignment more and more frequently, we learn to hold this state. That is a nervous system state. In an activated fight or flight, fawn or freeze, sympathetic response, we are very cut off from our creator. We are very much in the mind, and we are unable to receive. We are contracted. Fear. But in our parasympathetic state, the state of love and joy and connection, health, well-being, right? The body is nourished and restored. And we are resting and digesting and healing and growing and repairing. We are receiving clarity and guidance. We are in alignment, which is what it means to be in union with, to be one with, to be at the same frequency and vibration as the frequency of God. Did you know that the translations of the word praise and worship, we're told that we're made to worship our creator? It's not because our creator is egoic. Actually, if you look at those original Greek, Hebrew, and potentially Aramaic words, depending on what translation you go to, they triangulate more so to say an attunement or a frequency or a vibration, a tone, a musical note. That our physical body, our nervous system, the felt sense of alignment is how we become one with the creator, how we return home, how we praise and worship and essentially commune with vibrationally, getting to realize and to live and to experience heaven on earth. The kingdom of heaven is within. Bringing your conscious awareness into your body, feeling the felt sense of what is happening in your body, allowing it to inform you without the mind controlling, feeling the felt sense of connection to your creator inside your body. Right? The body is a temple of the spirit of the creator of the universe lives inside of your body. To feel it, to commune with it, to spend time with it is critically important while all of these other things happen outside of you. So the journey of stepping into purpose and creating purpose out of your pain is going to require physical activity. But that physical activity becomes more and more driven by alignment and less driven by 3D strategy or running from fear or running towards a reward that will somehow alleviate your pain. If you are on this journey of becoming a YouTuber or becoming a coach or a healer, anything of that nature, there's going to be a lot of different tasks that you are told you have to do. And yes, each person has their own journey. And so they will tell you that their journey is the way. This is what works. But it's going to feel very confusing because there's going to be a lot of different shiny objects out there. This way, no, this thing, no, that thing. And to some extent, some 3D strategy is required. But not everything's going to work for you. And finding your path, finding what works for you is going to require a felt sense of right, wrong for you, yes, no for you, alignment for you. In my recent experience, we are stepping the business up. We are going from healing one-to-one to teaching many how to heal others. So what that means is I'm taking the business to the next level. We're launching a new division. We're approaching things differently. And at each level of stepping up, there is another level. They say new levels, new devils. I don't like that phrase necessarily because I'm my only obstacle. It's a question of whether or not I allow that darkness to seem like a devil or seem like a reward, a gift, an elevation. But even if we go all the way back, right? The moment I quit my corporate job, was also on my own relationally with 3 kids, stepping into helping people step into their purpose. There's visibility challenges. There was fear around rejection and being seen or criticized or not understood or being exposed as a closet spiritual at the time, right? Had been in the corporate world wearing a suit. And all of a sudden now we're talking about meditation and spiritual concepts, right? There's always a new level of something to address. And so waiting for everything to be perfect or resolved or to feel completely at ease was only going to keep me stuck, right? And so that first level, finally starting to help someone step into their purpose, it was a beautiful gift. And then discovering what keeps us from our purpose usually is the pain that becomes the purpose, which means we need trauma healing. And then understanding that psychoanalysis and talking about things and all things cognitive, searching for problems and solutions through the mind was getting us nowhere. The constant hamster wheel of searching and thought, discovering somatics, receiving the download of trauma spotting inadvertently, not recognizing what was happening. But because I continued to move forward, it was made available. And in each step, becoming a trauma healer, developing an unknown trauma strategy at the time, trauma healing therapy, right? The fear of imposter syndrome. And what if the therapists question me? And what if someone thinks I'm invalid? What if I say something wrong? What if I forget the technicalities of the neuroscience details, right? Had to move through that too. But then, because I did the healing work, I got into the body, I understood the unconscious and the subconscious fears and programs and did the trauma spotting work to heal that. We moved to the next level. We moved to the next level. I stopped doubting my ability. I started to see, holy crap, people are really healing physical ailments, healing psychological impediments, healing broken relationships, healing financial blocks, healing business success issues or glass ceilings, smashing through all of these issues. I began to grow into confidence. As you do the work, people are drawn to you for the thing that you have to offer, even if you don't know what that is. So as you step out in faith and you start to speak to the gift that God gave you to offer the world, people will reflect it back to you. And you start to see, holy crap, I'm good. I have something to offer. I'm actually good at what I do. And then you move into the next level. All of a sudden, you have so many clients, you don't have enough time for everybody. You raise your prices, you become in demand, you get referrals. People are speaking highly of you. Your gift is flourishing, and you're starting to see, wow, this actually works. And then you go to the next level. Start to train people on how to be a trauma spotter. Launch Trauma Spotting International. Base your thesis research on this modality so that it can be peer reviewed and put into schools and therapy sessions across the world. And then there's the next level of fear. Right? What if they challenge me? What if it's not enough? What if I feel responsible for the world's healing? Right? Nope, get rid of that. Right? The path of pain into purpose, the path of alignment, finding that narrow path that brings you into unity with God so that you can reside in their frequency of oneness with the God frequency is that balancing act, coming back, going out into the fear and coming back into the truth, and out into the fear and back into the truth. This is the path of pain into purpose. Regulating your system, staying in that parasympathetic state of union with the creator, recognizing that it's not by your own doing, it's not by your own will, it's not by your works, it's not because you made it happen. Yes, you have to show up. Yes, you are a component. Yes, to some extent, you're even the key. You're even the code, because you have to turn it on, because you have to receive it, because you have to hold yourself in that state. But your job is holding yourself in that state of openness and reception, that God's going to give you everything else. A beautiful client in a session right before this, she said, what does God even mean? And then almost instantly, because she was in that parasympathetic state of reception, she said, oh, guidance on demand. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to find the niche. You don't have to find the solution. You don't have to find the gift or the talent. It's already there. You just have to still yourself enough, be still and know that I am God, so that you can receive in a parasympathetic state of being able to be the channel that God moves through. Feel what that feels like in your body. It's not up to you. You don't have to carry the weight of the world. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to do anything, almost. To be still and know that I am God means at a cellular level, at a parasympathetic level of your nervous system, you are in stillness. And from that place, I got 30 minutes to go work on this thing. Oh, this feels inspiring and exciting. Let's go do that. And from there, supernatural success emerges. All of a sudden, you become a powerful healer. You become an in-demand coach. You are gifted the responsibility to steward a powerful healing modality. You are gifted the luxury of having beautiful clients who you can love and who love you in return. You grow together and actually inform each other's healing and growth. That's the other beautiful gift in this, is we don't have to be perfect. We just have to be a few steps ahead. And even in that session, as we're helping others, you're receiving too. Some people will say it's exhausting being a coach. It is so far from exhausting. If anything, it's even nourishing to be in state of reception, to be the channel that brings in God's guidance and delivers it to others. You are fed in the process because it's not your doing. You are a gift, and the world needs that gift that only you can offer. Breathe it in and feel what it feels like to be so at rest, to be so at ease, to be so at peace that the creator of the universe can move through you. You were made with purpose and intention. Every hair on your head was counted. God gifted you the desires of your heart to lead you towards your soul's purpose. And if you can heal enough that you can be at peace, be at ease, be in awe of life, even in its imperfection, then there is nothing off limits for you. This is how you become a limitless creator. What's next for you? We don't get the 5-year roadmap. We don't get the milestone checklist. We don't get 100 steps at once. We get one step. So as you breathe into your body, feel your body, feel the part of you that feels most connected to the Creator, and ask one intelligent question. What is my next right step? And remember that God works in mysterious ways. One client recently got the guidance to go to the forest. We're trying to figure out a business strategy here, and the guidance is to go to the forest. But the forest is for rest. And this person is not ready at a nervous system level state or an adrenal fatigue state to go carry the weight of what it is that they are asking for. Their next right step is to go to the forest. There have been times where my next right step was illogical, didn't make sense. I've got so much on my plate, and you want me to do what? But we must listen, because supernatural success is not going to be logical and linear like we expect it to be. Right? We are told we need only to be still at a cellular level. Stillness in the nervous system will cause supernatural amplification and magnetism of the behaviors that you do exhibit or the tasks that you do address. So that next right step, the willingness to listen, to obey, to surrender, to trust, to have faith, is going to lead you far greater and catapult you farther ahead than what your logical task list could possibly accomplish. So feel your body. Talk to the Creator. Ask one intelligent question at a time, specific question. Next right step, left or right, up or down, apple or orange. Not how do I have abundance? There's too many steps in between there. One intelligent question, and then feel the sensation in your body until you hear a response, until it arises from the body, not the mind goes out and gets it, until it comes to you. And they say God's voice sounds like many waters. You've noticed, I'm sure, the connection of water to emotion. We're also told the Spirit of God lives inside of our body. And so we know that those sensation in your body is an emotion. And so as you listen to it, as you focus on it, you breathe into it, it will speak to you. But you must be still to know that I am God. Right? I'm not saying I'm God. The Creator lives in all of us, right? Life force energy, prana, however you want to say it, right? The breath of the Creator, the Spirit of the Creator lives inside of you. Learn to bring this down into your physical vessel. This is how we listen now. If any of this seems challenging for you, it's likely due to unhealed trauma. That dysregulation in the nervous system, the constant fight or flight response, the constant fear is an overactive limbic system due to trauma. And it's okay because we can heal. That's what trauma spotting is for. So there's nothing wrong with you if you can't figure this out. If you are a coach or healer and you want to learn more, DM me, whatever you want to do. But for everyone, those who need to heal and those who want to become healers, I'm offering a free training on the 23rd. Come join me there. I've got all the details laid out. So I will outline for you step by step, what is the trauma spotting process? How do we identify hidden blocks? How do I discern the voice of the Spirit versus the voice of trauma that is inside of my body? And how do I become the limitless creator I was made to be? So I'm going to be live on Zoom. I will take questions when I'm done. My goal is to serve you as best I can, because it is important that you turn your pain into purpose. The world needs the gift that you have to offer. And so I'm here for you. Your purpose is my purpose. And I will look forward to seeing you live on Zoom. Check out the link below, and I'll see you over there. I'm sending you so much love, my beautiful friends. Namaste.